Alright, so lesson 73, volume and surface area of cylinders. So volume, as you probably already know, right, volume is three-dimensional, okay? So we're looking at this shape, and we're trying to figure out how much stuff fits in a container, okay? And surface area is a lot like it sounds, right? It's just the surface area of something, okay? And it's a cylinder, okay? So what is a cylinder? Well, a cylinder, we know, is like a coffee mug or a tea mug, or whatever you want to call it, okay? So it's like this, or some canned food or something, okay? So I have, oh man, it's not the best, but there, right? I have my cylinder, and so then my cylinder has some height here, up and down, and then bottom or top, I guess both are the exact same, right? I have the cylinder, and then I have a center to that circle, and then I have some radius r here as well. So this one, typically we say that it's h for height, and then radius r. So those are really the only two things that I need to know about a cylinder. And so if I'm going to calculate these, first thing is important, right? If you think about a recipe, if you're making cookies or something, you need to have something written down as to what you're going to do. So I recommend here that you're going to write, and the more you write down, the more I think you're going to get it correct. Okay, so write in 3 steps here. So I'm going to write my formula first. Okay, so let's say we're going to do, well, anyway, let's just write the 3 things. Let's write the formulas down. So we have a volume of a cylinder, and so the volume of a cylinder, right? What am I doing? I'm figuring out how much stuff fits inside. So understandably, I'm going to say, well, what is the area of my circle? The area of my circle is simply pi r squared, right? Which means that I'm doing pi times r. And then what am I doing after that? Then I'm multiplying by my height, okay? By my height here. So the thing I already wrote over here, so I can make it blue, I guess. But I'm multiplying it like that. And then for the surface area of a cylinder, what's different about that? Well, I'm figuring out the area of the whole surface. So my surface area of my cylinder, and we'll usually abbreviate this SA after we're used to it, okay? Surface area is simply equal to 2 times pi r squared, right? Because I just did pi r squared above for volume. Well, for this one, I'm doing the area of the top of the cylinder and the bottom of the cylinder. And then what do? Well, then I have to do what? I have to add the side area. And the side area, I can just show this here, right? I just have to figure out how to go all the way around my circle. And so if I want to go all the way around my circle, that's called circumference, right? Circumference, if I can write my C correctly, is simply, right, going around it. So it's 2 times pi times r times h, okay? So that's, right, it's a multiplication symbol each time I do this, right? Pi times h. And so when I am going to find out the surface area, then I just say 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. That's it. So if I'm going to write this in 3 steps down below, I need to be given something here. So I have my example here that I'm going to pick is that I have a cylinder just like I did before, and it looks like this. My radius here is sitting across here. My radius is in 3 meters, okay, 3 meters, so about 9 feet or so. Okay, this is my center here, my dot. And then my height, I'm going to be given, sometimes the h also will be given as capital H, but it doesn't really matter. Over here we'll put h is 20, okay, 20, and it's important to include your units, right, because you want to know how actually tall it is in real life here. So it's 20 meters, so maybe I have some sort of water container. I'm going to figure out how much water it'll fill for my population, right? So let's find the volume and the surface area of this thing. So volume, I think, is always the easiest just because it's shorter, right? So we have the volume of the cylinder, and it's good to put CYL down here. Just to remind yourself what you're calculating, right? So this is my first step. And so I have pi r squared, right? We have it right above, but this is for your problem that you're going to work on, and you don't have it sitting right in front of you, so you're going to write down your formula. And pi is 3.14, as we learned before. And then radius is radius times radius, right? So what is it? It is 3 times 3. Okay, so it's 9. And my height is 20, right? So I have 20. So I have 9 times 20, so that means I have 3.14 times, well, what is 9 times 20? Well, that's 180, so I have 180 times pi. And now that you have your access to your calculator, you can multiply this out, or if you don't, you can figure out how to multiply it out. And so then what do you get? You get 565.2 meters cubed, right? Why is it meters cubed? Well, just like regular numbers can be cubed, so can units, okay? It's showing me that if I showed somebody this and I said, well, the volume is 562.2 meters, right? What if I didn't tell them it was the volume and I just gave them that? Then they would know that it was related to my volume because it is 3-dimensional, okay? Just like the world we live in, right? Or just like you, I guess, right? You could figure out your volume. It would be kind of complicated to figure out your volume. So then we can go on to surface area. Like I said, surface area, a lot of times we'll just say is SA. Okay, so SA here is 2 times pi r squared plus what? Well, plus 2 pi RH. So, what do I have? I have 2 times 3.14. And what is my radius? Well, my radius I already know is 3, so I'm just going to go ahead and write 9 here. And then I have 2 times pi again, 3.14 times 3. So I just kind of squished here. And then I have times 20. I should have given myself a tiny bit more room. Then that gives me 2 times 9. I can multiply these in any order, right? I can do 2 times 9 or 9 times 2 is the same thing. So then I end up with 18 times 3.14. Oh man, 3 is not very readable here. 3.14. Okay. And then what do I have here? Well, if I have 2 times 3 times 20, that's 60 times 2, so that's 120 times pi, so I have 120 times pi. Okay. And then I can write out what each individual one is, right? Which I recommend that you do this, right? So this maybe looks like more than 3 steps. My other one up here maybe, but my 3 steps are write the formula, plug in your numbers, and then calculate, right? So now I can calculate, and that I have 56.52 here. And if I add this other one, I have 376.8. Oh, 376.8. And my 7, I like to do that so don't confuse it with a 1. And then I add them up, and what do I get? Well, I get 433.32. And this is meters squared, right? Area is 2-dimensional, so it makes sense that my meter is squared because it's just 2-dimensional. It's not 3-dimensional. I'm just figuring out the area of the whole side of my object.